capital structured ratios, or these are also called as leverage ratios or solvency ratios. So many names are there. Okay, so don't get confused. So these are useful for finding out the long-term solvency of the company. So what is the position of the company in long run? So to identify that, these capital structure ratios will be helpful. So why we need to identify this is whether in long term the company is able to pay back the loans or not. That for that, or if it is able to pay back, what is the position that it needs to identify. Not only the company, even the bankers will also calculate based on our final reports, based on the company's final reports. Balance sheet and all will be there, no? All those called as final reports, so that they can lend the amount to the company. So under this, we will come across debt equity ratio, which we can, this is called as DE ratio. So this debt means outsiders funds and equity means insiders funds. So this is compared here. What is the outside funds that the company is using and what is the inside funds. So this ratio should be, standard ratio should be 1:1. And the second structured ratio, capital structured ratio, is inventory coverage ratio, which is important for your exam point of view. So how to calculate this debt equity ratio? Let us take the formula first. So debt equity ratio is equal to debt by equity. Debt divided by equity, or you can use another formula, outsiders funds divided by insiders funds. So what comes under outsiders funds and what comes under insiders funds? Let us see the list. So in outsiders funds, all these, the list that I am going to give you now, that you have to include. One, it is debentures. Second one, it is bonds. Any long-term loans are there, that should be included. And coming to the equity or insiders funds, so all these will be available in the liabilities itself, even outsiders funds and the insiders funds. When information is given, balance sheet is given, we can see on left side of the balance sheet, liabilities side we can call it as. So insiders funds means it includes a share capital. This share capital may be one preference share capital and equity share capital. Whatever may be the share capital that is given, that you include in the insiders funds. And the second one, it is reserves. So the reserves may be sometimes given general reserves like that, or sometimes it may be specifically given for what purpose these reserves are meant for. Contingency reserves like that, contingency fund like that, it will be mentioned that you have to include in the insiders funds only. And the third one, it is retained earnings. Sometimes retained earnings will be there in the company, no? So that you include this in this insiders funds. And along with this, sometimes profit and loss account will be given in the liability side. So that also you include in this insiders funds. So you must be very careful which comes under insiders funds and which comes under the outsiders funds, because all these are shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. So carefully identify them and include. So let us see what is how to calculate this debt equity ratio. The information for this problem is given here. See here, this is the balance sheet. See, you can see this is having 4 columns, no? On left side, liabilities and amount. So this is called as what? A liability side. And assets and amount is given. This is called as right side and this is called as left side of the balance sheet. So here to calculate this debt equity ratio, we require only the liability side of the liability side information. Okay. So now let us take this formula for calculating this debt equity ratio. So debt equity ratio is equal to debt by equity. No? So debt is also called as outsiders funds divided by equity, or you can call it as insiders funds. So what is the information that was given? First you pick out and add those amounts. So let us calculate what is debt. So debt here it is given, debentures is given, you pick out that. Any more is given? Bank loan is there not here? Bank loan is given. So you add both this. Debentures is given 400 and bank loan is given here 200. You have to go through all the items from top to bottom. Then only you can identify which comes under which funds. Okay. So don't take this creditors, bills payables and outstanding expenses. So these comes in under what? Current liabilities, right? So don't include these things. Only we require outsider funds and the insider funds. So these will be included in long-term liabilities. See here, debentures are there, add 400 here, 400 plus bank loan is given here 200. Bonds is not that, bonds information is not there. So that is 0. You take it as 0. So here debentures comma is given here. You add here plus. Take it as plus. So 400 plus 200 will give you 600. No? So 600 is the outsiders funds. Rupees 600. Okay. And coming to the now identify the insiders funds. So insiders funds means what are the things that we can take here. Check here. Preference capital is there, equity capital is there, and general reserves are given, right? And also profit and loss account is also included here. So that only you take here formula. Share capital means preference share capital plus equity share capital plus reserves. So general reserve is there, no? That plus profit and loss account. So here P&L account is nothing but the profit and loss account. So add these amounts which was given in front of this each item, each liability. So that is equal to preference share capital is 100, no? Take 100 plus equity share capital is 150, add the 150. General reserve is 250, add 250. Plus what more we have? Profit and loss account, no? So profit and loss account 100 rupees, that also you add here. So sum up all these things. How much we are going to get? Let us see. 100 plus 150 plus 250 plus 100. So 600 we got. So this is also 600 rupees. Okay. So now we are having outsiders funds as well as insiders funds. So now substitute these values in the equation. That is formula of debt equity ratio. So DE ratio is equal to debt by equity, no? So that is equal to 600 by 600. So how much we are getting? 1:1 ratio. So the minimum ratio is 1:1, no? So this is satisfactory. Comment, write the comment there. I missed all the comments for all the models. You try to add that comment below. Keep as interpretation or comment heading like that, and you write there debt equity ratio. A standard ratio is 1:1 and calculator is 1:1. Hence, the solvency position of the company is satisfactory. So like that, you have to add 2 sentences for each and every calculation of ratios, right?